The city has run into a number of problems along one of the streets in town, and it's driving up the cost of getting that street repaired.
It started out as a relatively simple $1.5 million paving project, but as our Michael Gibson tells us tonight, that small stretch of road is now turning into a near $2 million job.
This is Gaines Street. It runs between Robert and Airline. On one side of the roadway is a neighborhood, on the other, Seaside Cemetery, the final resting place of Selena. Gaines was one of those infamous pothole-filled streets around town, and it also contained a number of large dips in the road. It was set to be a simple street rehab project, but then problems started to appear, and it turned into a much more expensive reconstruction job.
Originally, that project was not, or that roadway was not picked to replace any utilities on there because we're not doing reconstruction, we're only doing rehabilitation.
What city crews had noticed was that the drainage was not good along the street. The curbs were actually sinking down into the ground.
So what happened was we had to go and fix those drainage issues. We couldn't do it with the reclamation process. We had to use a reconstruction process, which is get the material, put it in a truck, haul it off, and bring in brand new materials.
That helped to turn a $1.5 million project into a nearly $2 million overhaul of the street. Also driving up the cost was the city's new policy of going ahead and checking the underground utilities closely, even though there was no planned work to be done initially.
If we do all that extensive work to the street, we bring in new select material, we put a brand new overlay surface on, only to find out a few days later or a few weeks later that there's a leak, either a water leak, a sewer leak, a gas leak. We don't want to have to go back in there and cut the street, and then you're back to patches everywhere.
And in this case, the city manager says a large section of the sewer pipe under this roadway was close to failure. So now it's going to be replaced, potentially saving the city time and money by getting that work done now instead of waiting after the roadway has been completely finished. Michael Gibson, 3 News.
Thank you, Mike.